Okay. So I want to apologize. The multiverse is they're such sweethearts and they're so innocent. Um I apologize because I take advantage of that because they're so sweet and they're so innocent and they're so trusting and I prank them, right? I that's just what I do. I prank people when they're really sweet, and that's just what I've always done. Um, so I apologize. The sweeter you are, the more likely I'm gonna prank you. so um, so yeah, it's just what I do. So I've done it to girls. Um, I remember in college, Gina told me to wait for her. It was after class, and I got so bored of waiting. It was like a minute. It was like we just got out of class, and I'm tired. So it was like literally 1 minute. I think when I walked out, she was about to bring in a cat or something, probably to show me or something. And that's when the whole relationship just fell off. She's just like, all right, he's probably had enough, and it just broke off. Um, because the relationship wasn't going anywhere. It was just this constant nothingness. It was so nothing. I don't like I'm so impatient. I don't like waiting. So I waited like a minute and then I got so tired of it I just left. I and that's when it all just fell apart. I was in college and um I did this with girls that I just not even girls that I like, just girls in general. I did it to I would pick on them, I would call them names. I remember I had a friend named Lisa Burdue in sixth grade, Mrs. Bizzano's class, and I would call her Lisa Burdudu. Right? I would just prank people like that. I would just tease them because they're so sweet. Like she's like Lisa's like really sweet. She's like the nicest person, and I would tease them and prank them. And the sweeter you are, I don't know why. I just pick on you. And I remember in fifth grade, I had a crush on this girl named Jessica. Or in the same in sixth grade, we had a new girl named Brianna. I think she was I told this story. She was running out of the class and I kicked her. You know how all grade school kids know this, when you walk and your feet is behind the other, you kick it and then it goes it goes right behind the heel of the other foot, and then the person trips just walking. uh, so you look at the feet, you wait for it to be like that, and then you can kick it, and then it will hook behind the other feet, and then that person will trip. So this girl was running out of the class, and I kicked her feet, and it did that, and she went flying. I do it to everyone. I do it to everyone. I really do. Um, so so that was that. I know I've done it to other girls and stuff where I just mess around. I'm trying to think if I did it to any guys. I know I do it to everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. I do it to everyone. I even did it to myself where in fourth grade, um I tied my shoelaces together and I would trip over it, and then the whole class would laugh, and I would just do that again and again. Um, so whatever made people laugh, I would just do it, even to myself, even to myself. So I would tie my shoelaces together, and then I would walk to the front of the class and I would trip, and then everyone would just laugh. So I pull pranks all the time. Um, so I do whatever I do to others, I do to myself. So it's never like, oh, I'm mean to others and then I'm not doing it to myself. I would only do it to you if it's safe to do for myself. Understand? If it's not already safe, I would not do it to you. So I would first do it to myself to make sure it's safe, and then I would do it to others to make sure it's safe. So when I do it to you, you would know that it's already safe. It's already been experimented on. I already made sure that it was safe. So you know that once it's done to you, it's already been tested. I would not do anything until it's been tested. I would always test it first on myself. And I don't do anything dangerous. It's mainly annoying and it's just silly. I don't do anything dangerous. Nothing dangerous. So, even with my parents, I would tell odd stories. It's like, if my dad would say, "You want to play basketball?" Because I would play basketball inside the house with just a random ball. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna totally go pro," like stuff like that, where it's obvious I'm not gonna go pro with my height and I'm lazy. I don't work out. Like I play off the obviousness that it's not gonna happen. So let's say there's a Caucasian role in Hollywood. And I would joke and say, "Yeah, I'll totally play that role." Clearly Asian. So I play off of obviousness. Like, oh, you're gonna play a role of a girl. Like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I play off obviousness. It's funnier. The joke lands better. So in fifth grade, there was a girl I liked named Jessica. I would she's like super sweet and like really innocent and sweet and just does her homework, does what the assignments. I think it was my fifth grade Mr. Tejano's class. He had us running. He always had us running. Get used to exercising as kids. And I remember my shoes. I had new shoes, and the shoelaces were untied. And he would film us running 4 laps. And towards the end, I was trying to run so hard and look cool on camera because I knew that we were being filmed, and I just tripped over myself. I love myself, man. I love myself. And if people watch my videos, you can tell. I love myself. I love being me. I love it. I love being me. I love myself. So I tripped over myself, and then we all watch it, and I'm like, watch, I'm about to fall right here, and then I fell. I love it. Other people in class are like, yeah, yeah, it's just men. But to me, it's the funniest thing in the world. It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious that I just enjoy not only being alive, I enjoy being me. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I love being me. I love being I just love being me. Just my goofiness, my silliness, whatever. I just love being me. So in that class, there was a girl named Jessica, and I liked her. She's really sweet. And I was really afraid, like, to even like talk to her or hang out with her. But we always like notice each other. And we never really spoke much. But this one time, coming out of lunch, the teacher wasn't in class, so we had to walk ourselves back to the classroom. And it was towards the middle of the school year or something like that, and I was getting more comfortable being myself around other people because I'm cool on my own. Like I'll trip on my own, I'll tie my own shoelaces on my own. But when I'm in a crowd, I get kind of nervous. I don't know how to behave because I'm so flamboyant. I'm afraid people might make fun of me, and then I don't know what it is. I was just afraid of people, how they would react to me. Um, so we were walking back to class together. There's no teacher, so we had to walk back to class um, on our own. I think inside the lunchroom, they're like the teachers are in their own meeting. You need a line leader to walk you back to class. I think it was like an upperclassman or something. But our class always had a line leader in our own class and not an upperclassman. So I think someone was like, I'm line leader, and I'll just walk them back. And then I think one of the teachers and stuff was like, okay. And then we were walking back to class, and I was more comfortable with myself in fifth grade. It was towards the middle of the school year or something, and I don't remember what I did, but I remember I started talking to Jessica as we were walking back. We were all walking back together, and I had some rubber bands and stuff, and I think I was like teasing her or something a little bit. And then we were in the class together, and people were walking. The cafeteria and our class were right next to each other, so we had to walk all the way around, even though our classroom and the door to the cafeteria was right next to each other. So people were walking in and out of the cafeteria door in our class, waiting for the teacher to come back. And I remember shooting a rubber band at Jessica. She was like, remember, she's like super sweet, and she just minds her own business. She's one of those students where if you have free time, she's busy studying or doing her homework or doing another project. So I think she was like studying for something. And me, if I had free time, I'm goofing off with my friends. Totally goofing off. Like Dennis was in my class, and we would just, if we had free time, we goof off. Her, Jessica, if she had free time, she's probably doing homework or she. So Mr. Tejano gave her a high position in the class where if I remember this one time where she was the one calling us in, and she was like, checking off, like, did you do this, did you do that, or something. And I was like, dang. Like she had a high position. So she was like a TA status, like a TA. So she was like studying or something, looking at a book or something. I don't know what she was doing. And I was shooting rubber bands at her. And she just smiled. She just looked at the rubber band on the floor. She looked back. She just smiled at me. And that was as far as I got in, like, being more comfortable to tease the girl. I remember Mr. Tejano had a handful of us. Me, Brent, Jessica, I think it was Lisa. It was weird. I remember I was sick. I came back, and Mr. Tejano was like, "Yeah, I'm getting a handful of you guys to learn PowerPoint." PowerPoint was new at the time. I'm getting a handful of you to learn PowerPoint. And I remember just walking back like, yeah, whatever. And I sat. It's like not exactly, but this is how I felt. I sat down. He's like, "Min, you're coming with us," and I'm like, "What? I just got back from being sick." I I'm always lost in my own world, man. I'm like, I got my shades on. I don't care what anyone says. I'm just trying to, just mind my own business. And then people would always pick me out. Like, I remember in high school, senior year, homeroom, my history teacher, homeroom teacher, I was sitting in the back with my Cambodian friends. He's like, "Min, you're sitting in the front." I'm like, "You don't do this to anyone else." You know I'm scared of those Caucasian kids. They talk a lot. I don't talk at all. So, man, they would pick on me, man. I'm trying to mind my own business, and they would always pick on me all the time, man. It's funny. I laugh at myself. It's the funniest thing, man. Like here's this kid minding his own business, and they're always like, "We want you doing top stuff. We want you to be a star. We want you to." It's like, what the heck? I'm just trying to mind my own business out here, man. So when people tell me to do those stuff, I'm completely lost. I'm just like any other kid, where I'm like, I don't know what to do. Right? I'm just like any other kid, where it's like you're putting me in a position where I don't know what to do. I have no clue how to handle this. I don't know what to do. So yeah, in fifth grade, Mr. Sahana just randomly, I just remember going back to class off from being sick, and just ready to sit down, ready for class, and Mr. Tahana was like talking. He was saying that he's picking some students to go to learn PowerPoint. You're gonna get on a bus, you're gonna learn PowerPoint, you're gonna come back and teach the class. And I remember just not caring. I remember hearing it and not caring. Just I just got sick. I just got sick. I just got back to class, so I'm still a little woozy, and I just don't care. Whatever. I don't care. He's lecturing. I don't care. And I sat down, and he's like, "Min, you're coming with us." I'm like, "Min? Who's Min?" I try to get out of everything. Like, who's Min? I don't know who this Min person you're talking about. Man, I'm totally like that, man. I try to get out of everything. I'm the laziest person. Don't think like, oh, Min is special and he's always hardworking. No, 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 no. I am the laziest person in the world. I don't want to do anything. Anything. I don't want to do anything. So it's always like other people who drag me into it. He was like, "Hey, Min, let's go make a movie. Min, let's go do this. Min, let's go do this." But when I'm on my own, I just don't want to do any. I just want to sleep in, go to class, sit down, be ignored. Like, don't pay any attention to me. That's what I want. So, yeah, when Mr. Zahano picked me out, like, "Hey, man, you're coming with us." I'm like, "Man, who else is going? Why am I getting singled out?" I was like, "Oh, Jessica's going, Brent is going, Lisa's going. I think there's a few others." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, you're picking the top students to go." And then I was like, wait a second. I'm not a good student. I'm like, "You chose the wrong person." It's like, "No, man, you're coming." And I remember in fifth grade, Mr. Tahana he was teaching geography. And I remember I was trying to imagine a state, and I was like this. I was trying to imagine it. And Mr. Tahana was like, "Yeah, do what Min's doing. Try to imagine it like that." And then I was like, "Okay." I'm not trying to get noticed out here. I'm just minding my own business. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. I just mind my own business. I happen to wear sunglasses. I happen to have my hair a certain way. I happen to speak a certain way. I'm not trying to be a star. That's just who I am. And people just happen to like it, and I don't know what to do. I'm just like any other student, where it's like, whoa, you're putting me in a position where I don't know what to do. But at the PowerPoint, we went off to business looking like place. It was this building, and they were teaching us PowerPoint, and I wanted to do Hawaii. It was do a PowerPoint on anything you're interested in. My sister, my adopted sister, just came back from Hawaii, so I wanted to do Hawaii. But when I went to the Trophy Library with my mom to pick out books for research, I forgot how to spell Hawaii. I didn't know how to spell Hawaii. So I was like, the only state I remember is the state I was born in, which is Arizona. So I just picked out books on Arizona, and I ended up doing a PowerPoint on Arizona because I didn't know how to spell Hawaii. Couldn't get any books on it. I love being me, man. Like, I would do the dumbest stuff, man. I'm such an airhead, and I'm such a goofball, and I'm such a... I love myself. I love myself. So I ended up doing it on Arizona. I just remember the state flower, the state animals, and the flag and stuff. I remember doing that. And I remember Jessica was doing it on the Boston Tea Party. And she even recorded her. It was really cool. She recorded her voice. I remember vividly her recording, "Hi, this is the Boston Tea Party," or something like that. I think I walked over to her. I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And she's like, I'm doing my PowerPoint on the Boston Tea Party when they threw the tea off the ships because they were fed up with all the taxing." So she was bright. So she just smiled, and she showed me her recording, and I was like, man, that's cool. That's really cool. I didn't end up copying because I didn't like my own voice at the time. Recorded. It sounded weird to me, recorded. I just wasn't used to it. I'm like, dang, that was really cool. And I checked out everyone. I would always get up when I'm stuck. I walk over to Brent's. I walk over to Jessica's, Lisa's. I would always get up and just see how other people are doing it, seeing how they're doing it, and then if it gave me any ideas on mine. And then we went back. We showed the class our PowerPoint, and I think we taught the class PowerPoint. I think that's what I can remember. But yeah, it was my grade school was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I remember in kindergarten, one of the teachers, it was a pair of teachers. It was St. Patrick's Day. She was like, "Okay, bye class, I'm leaving," and she walked out. And she came back, and she's like, "I saw a leprechaun." I said, "I saw a leprechaun," and I was like, I knew it. I knew they exist. I looked out the window like it's a music video. I'm looking out the window like, what else exists? If she saw a leprechaun, what else is out there? Life is wonderful. Life is beautiful. A leprechaun exists. So that's how I am. I'm like, I'm always enchanted by the world. I'm like, this world is amazing. There are leprechauns in it. I believe everything. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I believe it. So yeah, when she came back, she said there's a leprechaun. I was like, I knew it. I so knew it. Oh man, I love myself, man. I love how I think. I love how silly and goofy, and I love everything about myself. Um I made mistakes where I was playing Beyblade, and I just yanked it, and then it hit my brother in the eye, my little brother in the eye, and I blamed him for it. So, yeah, get out of my way next time. It ain't my fault. You hit my elbow. I hit him right in his eye. He's like, oh, and I yanked it heck hard too. I was like, what? And I blamed blame them. Like, next time, get out of my way. So that's how siblings are. They fight. It's natural. Um, anything else? Story time with men. Yeah, so that's just how I am. Um, Man, when I'm bored, I do all sorts of stuff. I mess with everyone. Um, do I have an idea for how I want my life to be? No. When you have an idea of what you want, then you get angry that it doesn't turn out that way. So I leave it blank. It's like, how do you want your life to be? How do you want your future to be? It's like nothing. So that I never get angry. When you have your mindset on how a thing should be, you get angry when it doesn't turn out that way. So I don't set my eyes on anything, on how I should be. On heck, I could be a girl, I could be 6 foot. I don't. A lot of people are like, oh, I got to be 6 feet, right? Even I got to be 5'10", right? They have this mindset on I got to be this certain thing, and when they don't get it, they get angry, right? It's like, oh, how come you're taller than me, or how come you have more muscle than me, or how come your breast is bigger than mine? And it's like, who cares? You're you. That's what matters. So I'm 5'6". I'm happy with it. I don't care, like, oh man, you're below the average height. The average height is 5'10". I'm like, I make 5'6" look good. I love being me, man. I love myself. So if like LeBron James like 6'8", I walk in the room, I can still be the star at 5'6". That's how I feel. So I don't play to like, oh, it has to be a certain way, because when it doesn't turn out that way, you get really angry and you get really frustrated. So my advice for multiverse parents and things like that: don't set your mind on how things should be, right? Look at it how it is now. It's beautiful. Men's alive. What's more beautiful than that? How you wanted your life to be, or men just being alive? Men being alive is more beautiful than your plans. That's how I see it. Um, so I appreciate what life gives me, not what I want out of life. What I want doesn't matter. Life will whack you around. What I wanted was a peaceful life, but life was like blah 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 blah. And I got to meet Jessica. I got to meet Mr. Tejano, Mrs. Bazano. I got to meet Huang and the family. I got to meet a lot of people, because my expectations, life doesn't care. Life doesn't care about what you want out of life or what you expect. Expect to be dead. Nope, you're alive. Find the beauty in it, right? You expect to be dead? Nope, you're alive. And you're alive forever. Find the beauty in it. So I don't live with, oh, I expect my life to be, and I expect my life to be. I don't do that. I just go with it. Whatever life gives me, I just go with it. So if my new multiverse parents are like strict and things like that, just I roll with it. And as long as they're not like bad people, as long as they're not like, making major mistakes, I don't mind. It's just parents. They're just concerned about you. They want to talk like a teenager. They want to behave like a teenager. So it's cute. It's funny. It's adorable. I know it's coming out. It's coming from a good place. Um, Even the other mistake, the multiverse parent mistake, is coming from a good place. That's why I don't hold any ill will. Like it's coming from a good place. Like she just wanted me to have a good life. That's all. And she thought that being on Earth was a good life. She really thought that. That's it. There's no ill will behind it. It's just I have a better view on it. That's all. For the time, for that generation, Earth was the best option. It's like going to Harvard. For them, they thought Earth was Harvard. For me, um, it's not so much, but that doesn't knock their views on what they thought. They thought it was a good school. Um, um, I just I just happen to have better ideas. That's all it is. But Earth is not bad. I met good people here. So I had a good life. So I just have better ideas. That's all. That doesn't make the other ideas bad. It's just, you know, you can improve if you try something else. It doesn't make the other one bad. It's like 1 plus 1 equals 2. One alone isn't bad. It's just if you add it, you get 2. um. So yeah, that's my story. Do I know who I am? Do I know what I want for myself? Do I know who I want to date? Do I know how I want my home life to be? I don't think about it. Because it hasn't come to that point yet. I'm still stuck on Earth, so that's the only focus I have is being on Earth, and my next meal. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about potential date or meeting people in the multiverse. That's the same thing as waiting for heaven or waiting for a party. It's lame to me. Just live your life. Stop waiting for the next party. I don't like those people who's asking, "Yo, when's the next party? When's the next party? When's the next party?" Like, shut up. That's my answer. The next party is shut up. It's that simple for me. So I'm just eating my next meal. Trying to stay hydrated, and that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I'm focused on. Um, I'm not worried about the multiverse. I'm not worried about happiness, eternal happiness. No, I don't think about stuff like that. I just think about what my next meal is gonna be, and that's basically it. I don't like people harassing me, asking me where the next party is. So Alex, my high school friend Alex, when he went to college, that's all he was about. He was all about the parties. It's like, man, like next party. I'm like, Alex, don't invite me. That simple. Um, I'm where I need to be. I don't need to go where I want to be. Understand? I need to be in school, but I don't have to go where I want to be popular at a party. I don't need to be there. I paid for my school, so I need to be in school. But I don't have to be where I want to be. It's just if you don't have if you're not developed yet, you shouldn't be there. I could have made so many mistakes at a party because I'm not ready for it. I'm ready for it now. I can push people off and go, nah, like I don't smoke, I don't drink. I can do that now, but not at that time. I was too young. I would get pulled into this and that, and no, it's not for me. So I'm where I need to be. I'm where I need to be. If I'm shy, that's where I need to be. It's that simple. That's where you need to be. You should not be at a party. You don't know what goes on at a party. You get peer pressure to everything. So no, I don't regret my college life going to a few campus parties. I don't regret it. I went to a few. That's good enough for me. I don't need to go to other ones where they're peer pressuring me to do stuff I don't even want to do. I'm not about that life. I'm about just chilling, study, and that's it. I'm not about the dates, the friends, the popularity. I'm not about that. So I'm not about labels. Like, you're that guy. You're that star. You're that special kid. I'm not about that. I'm just trying to chill. That's it. Um so yeah, that's my story. I don't know, people just got the wrong idea about me. That's the thing about life, where you really don't know people. You really got to meet them. You really do. Right? The multiverse parents, they assume I'm a certain way. And nah, man, I'm lazy as heck. I may be bright, but I'm lazy. Cannot assume. You got to meet the person. So that's the thing about me, where you'd be surprised when you meet me. You'd be really surprised. I'm not what you think. Because I might say this, I might say that. Yes, I have the skills at a party. I have the skills of talking to the president. I have the skills, but do I want to? Did you think about that? Do I want to? So I blow it off. I don't want to talk to you. You're not important to me. It's not attitude, that's just how I am. So you think that, oh, I'm well spoken and I'm smart and I'm bright, that I want this certain life. No. I'm well spoken because I'm well spoken. That doesn't project me into a certain life. So you got to meet the person. You got to get to know the person. With a lot of people, I just know people in general are lazy. In general. So I never push them into anything they don't want to do. Ever. I don't care who it is. I might see talent in you, and I'll say, make sure you waste that talent. Make sure you waste it. Not do something with it. Make sure you waste it. That's my advice. Make sure you waste that talent. You'll feel better about yourself. Because you're living your life, not someone else's. So I might see talent in some people. I might go, don't care. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Because I don't like people telling me how to live my life. I don't like it. So my final advice would be, leave people alone. 100%. Leave people alone. They don't need your help. They're homeless for a reason. They're soul searching. They don't need your help. That's just facts. People are where they are for a reason. They don't need your help. So leave people alone. Um, because life is 100% meaningless. 100%. There's nothing worthwhile out here. Not your date, not your friends, not your family. Nothing is worthwhile out here. Nothing is worth anything out here. You're just alive, that's it. Nothing matters. It don't matter if you win Super Bowls. It doesn't matter if you have the best date. It doesn't matter if you have the best conversation. It doesn't matter if you have the best family. It doesn't matter if you have the worst family. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. It doesn't matter if you're shy or outgoing. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. So people are fighting for this label of a perfect family, of a perfect life. They're fighting for it. Who cares? No one cares. I don't care. People love me because I love being me. That's it. People don't love me because I try to get a 4.0 or I try to get this image of a family man, of a married man. People don't love me for that. People love me and gravitate towards me because I just love being me. I love being alive. I don't care about mistakes that I've made. I don't care if I don't have the perfect situation. I don't care if I don't have the perfect life. And people love me for that. Love that I don't care. I don't care how happy you are. I don't care. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care. Oh, you have this successful life where you got to be president of the university. I don't care. I don't care about your success, your failures. I don't care. I know you don't love your life. I know that. I know you don't love yourself. I know that. And that's sad. That's sad that you're given eternal life and you don't even love yourself. I love myself. I got nothing. Homeless. And I love myself. It's that simple. I love myself.